Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to talk about the recent movement of Jupiter in Punarvasu Nakshatra that happened on the 13th of August 2025 and its impact on Scorpio rising. Anybody with a Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant, Scorpio Lagna or Moon in Scorpio, this video is applicable for all of them. So Scorpio people, very important transit for you because it is about Jupiter. Okay. Jupiter is a very important planet. It is the lord of your second house of your money, your wealth, your net worth. It is the house of it is the lord of your fifth house, of your speculation. Okay, very important house. It lords, and Jupiter is transiting into the eighth house of your windfall gains, of your sudden gains. Okay, unearned income. So very, very important movement around money because it would be giving an aspect on your second house of money. So very important movement around money, guys. So I would request you to watch this video till the end. So before I talk to you about what is happening in the next 9 months, guys, let me just quickly brief you on the themes of this Punarvasu Nakshatra. So this particular nakshatra, guys, and this is ruled by Jupiter. Which means, after 13th of August, Jupiter is in a very comfortable position because this nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter. It's in its own nakshatra. Now, the second thing is the deity for this nakshatra is goddess, Aditi, which is also called as the goddess of abundance. Now, there are basically two themes around this nakshatra, which is, rise after the fall, success after failure, light after darkness, okay, positivity after negativity. So which means, guys, for you, Scorpio people, even if you've hit the rock bottom in your life, even if you have hit the, lowest point in your life, in the next 9 months, okay, 8 to 9 months, you would rise back again. Okay, that's the theme. So, like it could be any area of your life, in your business, in your job, in your profession, into your marriage, in your relationships, anywhere, you've seen a failure, you would rise back again. Okay, that's the theme of this nakshatra. Now, let's talk about, what is coming your way in the next 9 months. So, the first thing, as I told you that, guys, Jupiter is in its own nakshatra. I mean, that makes it a very, very comfortable position for Jupiter. Now, this particular movement is happening in your 8th house. So, what is 8th house? 8th house is the house of sudden gains, windfall gains, sudden events, unearned income. Okay, sudden income. 8th house is the house of, research, exploration, transformation. Okay, 8th house is the house of your, some kind of in-laws. Okay, occult, mysticism. So all this area is ruled by 8th house. So with Jupiter coming in, guys, I always say one thing, whenever there's a connection between the 5th house and the 8th house. So now what is happening with you is 5th house lord, Jupiter, which is the house for speculation. And Jupiter being the biggest benefit, Jupiter being the guru of Devtas. The Jupiter being the planet for good luck, good fortune, is currently in its own nakshatra, sitting in a very comfortable position in your 8th house. So let me first talk about one thing, guys. Now, this is the time. In the next 8 to 9 months, you can expect some windfall gains. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Like, if you invest in things like stock market, if you invest in things like cryptocurrency, okay, I have a suggestion, like, you can put a small amount of money and you can go for some kind of a penny stock or penny cryptocurrency, which means, and the kind of money which you are putting is that kind of a money, which even if you lose, it doesn't impact you. But if you win or if you gain, it would be a windfall gain. So you may go for lottery if your country allows, or you may go for some kind of a cryptocurrency, penny stocks or penny cryptocurrency. So that is first very big probability that may happen, in the next, and this is a good period, good 8 to 9 months. Jupiter would there in the Punarvasu Nakshatra, and it's an Atichari Jupiter. That means results would be delivered very, very fast. So guys, I mean, my suggestion, but please, you have to be careful around your risk appetite. So just put that kind of a money, which even if you lose, it should not impact you. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, guys, this is the time when you would see some sudden gains happening, some sudden income that is happening, income which you haven't earned, that may also happen. For example, you lent your money to someone, okay, and you forgot. Now is the time when you see that money would come back to you. So this is the time, which is inheritance may happen. You may inherit, money, because it is about the money. It is aspecting your second house of money. So this is the time when you can, experience money, through inheritance, money through in-laws. Okay, that's also seen. This is the time when you can experience some kind of a research which you have done. Okay, maybe I would say let's relate it to the fifth house, which is, you've done some kind of a research around stock market. Okay, and you've already incurred a loss. You're sitting at the lowest point, but then that research is with you. Okay, now is the time. Okay, you can apply that same principles, and now you would shine back again. You would recover everything which you have lost. Okay, so that's also seen. So you may earn money through your research, through your exploration. Now also, guys, this is the house for transformation. So now this is the time, when you would see that after making repeated attempts, because I told you, this is the, nakshatra for repetitive attempts. So after making repeated attempts, you can transform yourself physically, health-wise into the best version of yourself. Okay, so maybe if you're struggling with some kind of a disease, you can, by your good actions, you can transform yourself into the best version of yourself. You can get rid of that disease. Even if you're struggling with some kind of an addiction, now this is the time, just keep making the attempt. First time, second time, third time, you would hit the nail. You would get rid of that addiction. It could be drugs, it could be smoking, it could be drinking, anything which you feel is causing harm to your health. This is the time when you can, transform yourself. So, great time around that, guys. Now, the next thing is, this is the house for occult. And I said this is a repetitive pattern. So during the next 9 months, guys, you would be too inclined towards occult sciences, like astrology, mysticism, numerology, something like these, all these occult sciences. So you would be very inclined, and then, there would be a repetitive, you would keep coming back. And, for your consultations, or, some kind of, you would keep repeating coming back to the same thing. This is going to be the pattern around your, interest towards mysticism. That is also seen. So, yes, guys, this house is the Dusthana house. So, this is the house for intimacy. And there could be a little bit of trust issues with your romantic partner, with your, spouse also, in terms of that. That is also seen, because this is the house for intimacy, and some things may be, turning up some trust issues that you would experience during this time. So that's mostly, but the good thing is that, guys, very high probability around sudden gains. Now, Jupiter from the 8th would give an aspect on your second house, which is everything about money, which is the house for your wealth, which is the house for your cash in the bank, your bank in the wallet. I'm sorry, your money in the wallet. Your money at your home, the money, in your bank, your net worth in the society, your liquid assets. So everything around money is second house. And Jupiter's aspects, guys, Jupiter, where it sits, it is not as auspicious as where it aspects. So Jupiter's aspects are divine. So in the next 9 months, guys, you would see a lot of growth around your money. Lot of growth around your bank balance, lot of growth in your net worth, lot of growth in your net worth in the society. You would see your savings would grow, your money would grow. So around money, beautiful time, guys. Now the second thing is that's the house for food also. So, some good food you would consume. That's the house for your close family and your speech. So your speech would also be like because it has a Jupiter aspect, so it would be very noble speech, especially within your close family. Okay. Now the next thing is, guys, Jupiter also aspects your 12th house. So 12th house is the house for foreign land. So if you're planning for some kind of a visa, and somehow till now, till 13th of August, it is getting rejected. Now is the time, when you would see that, that visa would get approved. Why? Because, Jupiter is now in its own nakshatra. Jupiter prior to that was in Adra nakshatra, which is the nakshatra of Rahu. So that was not a very comfortable position for Jupiter. Now is the time when it's completely, comfortable. This is the time, when you would see some foreign travels may happen, and, if that visa issues, that may also get resolved. So what you just have to understand one thing about a repetitive pattern. So in case the first time it didn't go through, try the second, try the third, fourth time, boom, you got it. So Jupiter also gives an aspect on your second house, which is around money. So you would keep making the repeated, keep making the attempts, and you would finally be able to save good amount of money, build good amount of liquid assets for you. It is also aspecting your fourth house, which is the house for your real estate, which is the house for your vehicles. So if you're planning to buy a home, you're planning to sell your property, okay, it may be possible that the first time it didn't go through, try the second, try the third, fourth time, boom, you would be able to buy your home. You would be able to, sell your home if you want. You would be able to buy your vehicle, or you would be able to sell your vehicle. So that's mostly about the transit, guys. This is a beautiful transit. And the next 9 months, in terms of money, Scorpio people, looks very good for you. You just have to connect with one theme, which is, even guys, if you are at the lowest point in your life and you've lost money, for example, you've lost money because of in speculation. That same thing, from the same stock market, from the same cryptocurrency, like whatever exchange, you would, or, for some kind of a lottery also, you would earn back everything. And your research would be very useful. Like whatever you've learned, whatever wisdom you've learned, now is the time to apply that wisdom, and you would see, you would shine back again. And it has to be a repetitive pattern. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about this transit, guys. Now let's move on to who gets this impact. Okay. So because I want to repeat this in each and every video of mine, because it should be clear, like what kind of, like, how does transits manifest in your life. So you are a Scorpio rising passing through with Jupiter times, Jupiter Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha. You would see 100% of this impact around money. Okay, you are a Scorpio rising, you're not passing through with Jupiter times, guys, then it would be a drop in the ocean. It would be a 10% impact. So please, keep this in mind. Okay. And, all your investment strategies, please keep this in mind around that. Now, that's mostly what I wanted to talk, guys. So if you have any questions, Scorpio people, in relate to this particular movement of Jupiter, you can add a comment and I will respond to you. And I'll make sure that my response would add something which is of value for you. But please make sure that, it should be related to this particular movement of Jupiter around the Punarvasu Nakshatra. Okay, so guys, that's it for today. If you've liked this video, I would request you to subscribe my channel, to press the bell notification, and to also add a comment, Scorpio people, because your comment really validates my effort. And I've shared my contact details, I've shared my WhatsApp number, I've shared my email address. Anyone wants to connect with me for a reading, guys, you can, connect with me, and we can schedule, we can, talk about that, about the reading. So that's it for today, guys. And thanks a lot for your time. And you have a great day. Thank you.